والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه وبعد. أحييكم بتحية الإسلام وتحية الإسلام السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. عقد مؤتمر
The greetings of God. The Congress was important in terms of reiterating the unity in our Islamic community, and that was an important Congress discussing what is needed in order to have this common security. We know that since 1990s, the US started this war against the Islamic movements, the Islamic presence, Islamic institutions are the subjects of this war. And on the Russia-China axis, we see another war that is paged by the same player I have already named. This is a war of politics, economy, and sociology. The topics that were discussed today are quite important topics. I'd like to thank those who facilitated this environment of discussion. Sure, you know that there are people who try to fulfill the God's mission on the earth. And in the case of Islamic unity, only in the case of Islamic unity, the world can get the peace. And everything should be based on scientific grounds, by the way, in all efforts in this direction. That is why we need to thank ASSAM as well. This is about existence. This is how important this matter is. We would like to thank you very much for enabling this environment for all these important discussions. Of course, I can give many special comments, but generally I would like to say that there are certain needs for security. Of course, first, you may adopt conventional methods for this. Every speaker gave some tips and hints from their own fields of expertise that we listened to very important proceedings during this Congress. In the face of potential threats that we may face in the future, the necessary actions to be taken were discussed during this Congress. And just like Professor Zindani stated, many speakers referred to one common point. And this area deserves many studies, numerous studies, but unfortunately, we cannot see a high number of studies in this field. I would like to dwell on this topic in order to have sustainability in internal security. Some conditions need to be satisfied. Condition number one, state structures should have a very clear perception of the threats. Secondly, if the people believe that they are persecuted, if because of the oppression of rulers they believe that they are persecuted, then there's no security at all in such an environment. And unfortunately, many Islamic communities live in such conditions nowadays. That's a problem. Maybe this is exactly the reason why we live in this internal insecurity. we need to eradicate this problem. I have a suggestion in relation to this. In order to ensure internal security, we need to list the basic conditions. And in fact, the condition I have just mentioned is one of these. I hope very soon we will be able to fulfill all these conditions. One more condition. So we need to keep away from radical and fundamental Islam, but our understanding should be moderate Islam, because fundamentalism caused many other problems in many locations, and different security approaches emerged from this fault. Another condition is related to equality. There should be no discrimination of classes. There should be no discrimination among citizens, and the rulers should not feel superior to the citizens. This is how you can make sure of justice. Maybe with the disappearance of despot administrations, we can have better internal security. And one more condition is related to the individual and personal rights of the people. Their individual and personal rights must be respected and guaranteed. And if individuals can have unlimited access to their own rights, there is no security problem at all. Another condition to be fulfilled is economic welfare. It should also include anti-corruption strategies. The governments, the states should meet the needs of citizens, all needs of citizens to the possible extent. Another condition is related to enhanced legal frameworks, and everyone should be treated equally. Before law, and the necessary grounds should be prepared in order to enable everyone to have equal access to their rights. Another condition is related to morality and ethics. We know the moral ethics of Islam, and those principles must be part of curricula. Against immorality taking place on media, this is how we can fight. And of course, here, the states, the regimes, should have some deterrent power against those who break the law. This is how we interpret internal security. With all these conditions met, we can ensure internal security. I would like to thank you once again for organizing this conference. I would like to extend my thanks to the headquarters of ASSAM, and also I'd like to thank all the organizers. It's important that this Congress had to be organized in today's circumstances, because this is what was needed